The quick road trip did not go exactly as planned for Bob Melvin and the boys. After 2 wins over the weekend in Kansas City, the A's sputtered in Texas as the heat and the long ball got to them, and the Rangers took both games in Arlington. Tonight, the green and gold return home and get a well-deserved starter back in the mix, Paul Blackburn. Blackburn made his A's debut last year and was impressive, pitching to contact and eating up innings for the Athletics. Tonight, Blackburn and the A's host the Kansas City Royals, and it starts right now. Well, tonight at the Coliseum, it's the beginning of a 10-game homestand for the Athletics, and we're looking forward to it. We're looking forward to seeing that guy, Paul Blackburn, make his first start this year. It's the A's and the Kansas City Royals coming up on NBC Sports California, powered by Xfinity. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Oakland A's Baseball. I'm Glenn Kuiper. As the A's start this long homestand, they will do it with a 31-31 record, so right at 500. But when you break it down home and road, that's when it gets interesting. They're at 500 at home. They're at 500 on the road. They've scored almost 2 runs more per game on the road, and they've hit a whole bunch more home runs. So interesting numbers. They've been a better road team offensively than they are at home, and that's time for check out what Dallas Braden has to say. Dallas is going to be with us the entire homestand. And what do you make of those numbers when you break it down home and road?
They're like a pop-up book, Kipe. You turn the page, you're just not sure what you're going to get. You're throwing the ball well at home, offense sort of struggling. You take the act on the road, might not be pitching as well, but you're scoring over 5 runs a game on average. So for the Oakland A's, it's about getting everybody on the same page and popping up with excitement. That's a good recipe to start a win streak.
All right, so Paul Blackburn back from the disabled list. It's his first start this year. 10 starts last year, Dallas. I think this is a big night. He's an important part of the A's future. He was really good last year. We'll see how he does tonight.
No doubt. Coming off a short sweep against the Texas Rangers, they are looking to Paul Blackburn to sink the ball, make it move, a nice slider, pitch to contact, and let the defense do the work. That's what Paul Blackburn needs to do to have success tonight.
That's right. He lets him put the ball in play, so that A's defense will hopefully be good tonight, and the A's will be opposed by Jason Hamill, the veteran right-hander for the Kansas City Royals. So this long homestand starts tonight. It's the A's and the Royals, the first of 4 from the Coliseum. We'll have lineups and first pitch right after this.
brought to you by Toyota. Designed for the grind that comes through every time. See your local Toyota dealer today. Toyota. Let's go places. By Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. That's transparency. And by Jack in the Box. Try Jack's Spicy Chicken Club Combo with toasted sourdough. New from Jack in the Box.
So Paul Blackburn and the Athletics take the field, and the A's glad to be back home. Nice long homestand, 10 games. The Royals, and then the Astros, and then the Angels. So a good homestand and an important homestand, Dallas.
Very important homestand.
All right, game time weather presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is open daily. 64 degrees and cooling off. So it'll be another cool night here at the ballpark. It is also the first annual Greek Heritage Night.
Opa!
And we're into it. All right, awesome.
Watch your dishes.
So the A's are taking the field. The Royals are ready to go, and so are we. Let's take a look at the starting lineup for the visiting Royals, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. And here it is: Whit Merrifield at second. Paulo Orlando is in center field. Mike Moustakas will DH tonight. Salvi Perez is your catcher. Jorge Soler, he hurt the A's last weekend. He's in right. Gordon is in left. Hunter Dozier, the rookie first baseman. Alcides Escobar at short. And Ramon Torres is the third baseman tonight.
And they are going to be taking on Paul Blackburn, making his 2018 debut for the Green and Gold. Had an outstanding run last year until that was cut short by a hand contusion. And as Paul Blackburn has come off his rehab stint in Stockton last week, 3 2/3 innings, 62 total pitches. So for Paul Blackburn tonight, looking to continue to build on the foundation he has laid for himself this year.
A's line up defensively like this tonight. Nick Martini is in left field. Dustin Fowler's in center. Stephen Piscotty back in there. He's in right. Then it's Chapman, Simeon, Lowry, and Olsen on the infield, with Jonathan Lucroy doing the catching. And Lucroy fires the ball down to second base. And we're ready for baseball. So Nick Martini getting his first big league start. Got a couple of at-bats last night. Came into the game mid-game.
Yep.
So Nick Martini, left-handed hitter, his first start. So the A's finished up that road trip 2-3, disappointing 2 games in Arlington, and A's will try to forget about those 2 games and put together a good homestand.
Yeah, what you like to see him do, Kipe, is tap back into that memory bank that they had going against the Kansas City Royals the first 3 games of that roadie.
First pitch of the game is a fastball, a little bit outside. The umpires tonight. That's Lance Barrett, and he's calling balls and strikes. Sean Barber's at first. Tony Randazzo at second. Bill Welke is over at third. So we remember Paul Blackburn from last year, and he was pretty good. Made 10 starts, 3-1 record. Sinks it, cuts it, keeps the ball down, and needs his defense to play well behind him. If that happens, and that did happen quite a bit last year before he was hurt, then he has a chance to be a successful big league pitcher.
Well, he's a good pitcher. That's the operative word there, Kipe, pitcher. You're talking about a guy who's not going to overpower you. Local boy out of Antioch here, Brentwood, Heritage High School. But if he's not going to overpower you, he has to have an idea of how he can go about getting outs, and that's something that Paul Blackburn has a handle on.
That one hit off the foot. Well, that's what we noticed very quickly about Blackburn last year, is that he seems to have a very good idea of what he wants to do out there.
Yeah, he understands I'm going to survive based on my ability to fill the strike zone up. He's in the business, I like to say, of not missing bats, just missing barrels. And if he can continue to do that, again, he can entrench himself in this starting rotation.
So 1-2 the count to Merrifield, who's walking it off. He fouled that one right off his foot. Orlando, and then Moustakas.
I know that's a stinger early, but Merrifield.
Yeah, let's go, Whit. Here we go.
He's their speedster.
So 2-2 the count. bounced in the hole. Tough play for Simeon to throw, and they got him. Nice play by Marcus Simeon to start the ball game. So this is what happened to Paul Blackburn last year. It was on the 23rd of August, and it sounded bad, and it was bad.
Well, it's a very scary moment. I've had this exact same thing happen to me here. Your hand is just sort of dangling after you finish the pitch, as you saw. He does anything and everything he can to react. It's just instinctual, really, to put anything up between you and the baseball. Unfortunately, it was the back of his throwing hand, and that saw him take it to the house a little early last year.
First pitch to Orlando is a strike. Orlando at 191 with 4 RBIs. And then Blackburn, but he healed from that, so he got to spring training ready to go. But then that did not go well. He was placed on the disabled list on the 26th of March with a strained right forearm.
I think sinker slider, you never know. You know, if that heavy slider workload has anything to do with it.
So he's back, he's healthy, and let's hope he helps stabilize this rotation just a little bit. So he's definitely a ground ball pitcher. Check this out from last season. His starts, he made 10 of them, and how many ground ball outs he had by start. Now listen, if you start getting into double figures with ground balls, that's a lot.
Yeah, you're doing it. You're sinking it. That's and that's the key. Again, we talk about not missing bats necessarily, just missing barrels. That's working off the cup. That's working off the handle.
Misses a bat there on a pitch down and in. Orlando strikes out, 2 outs.
Well, there's that good arm side movement we talk about, that good run. He's able to execute here. He's got that fastball working down in underneath those hands. That one seamer. Likes to crowd those guys, Luke. Good job of knocking it down, Luke. We'll tag him. Throw it over to first either way.
Pitchcast is brought to you by SoFi, a modern finance company. Here's Moustakas. Moustakas drives it down the left field line, and it is going to drop fair. One hops the wall. Martini picks it up, and Moustakas does not wait around. He goes after the first pitch he sees from Blackburn, and he doubles down the left field line.
Well, you know what you're getting in a guy like Paul Blackburn if you're the Kansas City Royals, and that's a lot of early strikes, a lot of first pitch strikes as well, trying to work ahead of the hitters. And Moose, you said it, Kipe. No waiting around, no need to get to pitch number 2. Sees a heater out over the outside part of the plate, lets it get deep, lets it travel, and he shoots that double up the line.
So here's Salvador Perez, the cleanup hitter. Perez comes in with a .236 average. He's got 10 home runs and 31 RBIs. He grounds one toward the right side. Olsen picks it up, steps on the bag, and that'll do it for the Royals. They get a double, nothing else. A's come to bat when we come back.
A's fans, relax. Take a break. Perfect pastime.
By Southwest Airlines. Dustin Fowler's in center. Jed Lowry is at second, hitting second. Davis moves up to third in the lineup. Then it's Olson, Chapman, Marcus Simeon drops down to 6. Piscotti in right, Luke Croy in center, and Martini hits last.
And they're taking on Jason Hamill of the Kansas City Royals. Overall numbers for the season, not too great. 2-5 with a 5.17, but over the last 3 starts featuring a 2-0 record with a sub-2 ERA. Those outings against St. Louis and Texas, and most recently our boys here in the green and gold.
Gordon, Orlando, Soler in the outfield. Torres, Escobar, Merrifield, Dozier on the infield. And it's Salvador Perez, as usual, doing the catching. He's a workhorse.
He is a staple, no doubt about it. As tough as a backstop as they come.
First pitch to Fowler is in for strike. Fowler at 250. He's got 3 home runs and 11 RBIs. He's got a double and he's got a triple. Had a good series in Kansas City. And he drives this one down the right field line, but it's fouled. He went down and got a pitch that was down and in.
And I tell you, Kai, we're going to see the same stuff out of Hamill that we're seeing out of Paul Blackburn. Early strikes, not a ton of overpowering stuff. Going to try to pitch to contact.
2 pitches hit hard behind first. Dozier has it, and Dozier takes it himself, 1 out. Well, tonight, any 95-mile-per-hour fastball is our fast pitch, brought to you by Xfinity, the fastest Wi-Fi at home and on the go.
Good chance we keep that one in our back pocket for a while.
I think we're going to be okay tonight. Xfinity will not be happy tonight.
Yeah, we'll see in the bullpen.
Got to wait for the bullpen. Here's Lowry. And Lowry hitting third most of the year, but everybody sliding up a spot tonight. Marcus Simeon actually being dropped down to the 6th spot.
And you wonder with Matt Joyce down on the DL. Matt Joyce typically a guy leading off against the right-hander. Simeon slotted comfortably behind him in the 2-hole. But you slide Simeon down, you think about getting a healthy KD Crush back in the lineup. Matt Olson starting to pick things up. You slide Simeon down. Now this lineup starts to gain some length.
Swing and a miss in the count, 0-2 to Lowry.
When you think about Simeon, obviously spent a lot of time at the top of the lineup. This is a guy who's got some power. He's got the ability to hit the ball out of the ballpark, so maybe you take him out of the slot that sort of leads him to the spark plug type of player and lets him get back to utilizing some raw power.
Curveball, and Lowry on 3 pitches strikes out.
Well, it's an elevated curveball up in the zone. Not necessarily the put away you're looking for in this count here, but you can see the reaction from Jed. Gets this mixer out over the plate. Knew he should have done a little more with it. Hamill's living on the edge early.
Expo tonight brought to you by Cache Creek Casino Resort. And here is Chris Davis. And Davis rips one to center. Orlando's back in on the warning track. He makes the catch. Side retired. So the A's go quietly in the first, no score after 1. good. A's at home, pretty good. We showed in our open as well about just kind of the overall A's home and road and how they've been. But in this case, this is just talking about the pitching, and Royals on the road with a 5.5 ERA.
When you talk about trying to get on the same page, and that's kind of why we've been chewing around on the home and road issues.
Sure.
What's going on? Well, you're pitching well at home, not scoring the runs, not creating the offense you'd like to see. Now you take it on the road, maybe not pitching well, but you're scoring enough runs to win ball games. And that's what's unfortunate, is when the offense comes through, and I'm telling you this as a starting pitcher, you take a lot of that responsibility on yourself and on the staff. You think if my team is scoring 3 runs, we have got to be in a position to win those ball games. And that just hasn't been the case on the road.
Broken bat. Chapman has one eye on the bat, the other eye on the ball. He scoops it up and throws out Soler. And that'll bring up Alex Gordon.
The 6th position, left fielder.
But we're tonight, Dallas, the A's are playing game number 63. And we have talked about the road, where they have played better compared to last year. We've also talked a lot about games within their division where they have not played well.
Right, struggled.
But now that we're over a third of the way through the season, I think they're legitimate trends now that you have to keep an eye on, and you can say they got to change.
Well, it's been a lack of, I mean, frankly, it's been a lack of power at home, right? 22 home runs.
Yeah, and I'm talking about, yeah, what you said. I think the A's have done okay on the road. They're playing 500 on the road. They need to play better at home.
Yeah.
They need to start swinging it a little bit.
Yeah, and against the AL West.
So those are the really the two things that, if you're looking for something or a couple things to be concerned about, or this is an area we got to get better.
Oh, right. Why? Sort of the anatomy of the struggle, right? Why? And it's the lack of, again, it's the lack of success at home. And that's, I mean, it's really tough to put your finger on at times, because when you think you're pitching the way that they have been pitching, you've got to be able to win these ball games. But again, it's just, I think about Matt Olson and what he's meant to the lineup early in the month of June right now, how hot he's been, and the health of a Chris Davis coming back. You get all these guys clicking at the same time, overcoming their struggles at the same time. I think that can bode well for a team. But again, it's tough. It's almost a mysterious.
All right, what do you think about this? A's with a fair amount of young players.
Yep.
Playing early, now not Chris Davis, but playing early season baseball in this ballpark does not carry well. Tough place to hit, especially in cold weather.
Yes.
Could be something to that.
Something to it.
We'll talk about more when we come back. No scores. We head to the bottom of the second.
18 delivers an all-new franchise mode and much, much more. RBI Baseball 18 is available right now, Kipe. Right now, go get it. Learn more at rbigame.com. Rated E for everybody, everyone.
Sit here and listen to you and learn something. So let's finish up that thought real quick. Any thought to some of the young players playing in this ballpark early in the season? Ball doesn't carry real well. It's just a theory.
Yeah, I think there's something to that. You know, you're young, you come up, you got some sock in your bat, you let it fly early here at the Coliseum, and it doesn't quite go where you thought, and you could frankly be going, well.
Yeah, Piscotty's playing here for the first time.
Right. You got a lot of guys here for the first time. A lot of these ABs that they would only have maybe 12 to 15 in a season. Well, you're going to get at least half of those here now. And
Olsen with a line drive off the glove of Escobar. He fires to first, and they still got him. So Escobar had it, dropped it, but he gets the out. So that's out number one. And for the first time tonight, let's check in with Kara, who's working with us tonight. How are you?
Hey, fellas, I am doing great. Happy to be back in Oakland for some A's baseball. I'm here with Chris Giles, Chief Operating Officer, and we are doing something new tonight, right, Chris? For the very first time in a long time in the Coliseum stands, you'll see what?
We're introducing beer hawkers, people delivering beer to your seat.
What a concept. Check it out. This is one of our beer hawkers right here. What kind of beer will they be selling?
All sorts of different kinds of beer, up and down, just depends. They'll all be given different allotments.
Yeah, it looks like a nice variety in here. We can do a little close-up, some Corona, some Coors, some 805. Very nice. And why the decision? Why do this?
We thought it would just make the fan experience better. Not only for those who want a beer delivered to our seat, but that's, all those people are not standing in line making the food lines longer as well.
Absolutely. And this is a bit of a rarity in the state of California, isn't it? In all of Major League Baseball.
It's rare in California. It is commonplace everywhere else. So all of the other states offer it. This is just kind of a part of the experience. California is just coming around to it.
Wonderful. Well, welcome, Mr. Beer Hawker. Happy to have you. Beer is back, he says. And thank you, Chris, Chief Operating Officer for the Oakland A's. Guys, I bet you would love a cold one right about now.
Yeah, about 10-15, maybe a victory one. How about that?
There you go.
10 or 15 of them? Oh, you mean at 10-15?
Well, at 10-15.
Gotcha.
That's a good idea. And the A's thinking about ways to continue to improve the fan experience, and they've really done a terrific job with that, and that's just another thing that they're doing. Like Chris made a good point. It's like, well, if you can get your beverage at your seat, then you're not locking up the lines.
Right. You're not creating the congestion, the traffic jams that can occur on the concourse. You're trying to get your beer and get back to your seat. We got you covered.
Marcus Semien at 252. He's got 5 home runs and 24 runs batted in.
See both guys working quickly.
That one sliced down the right field line, but it's going to be just foul.
And even though that's a foul ball, you like to see that out of Marcus Semien, a guy who's been susceptible to the rollover at times. Like to see him let that ball travel. No, he spent a lot of time in the cage, a lot of time working with Darren Bush, Mark Kotze. That's why I think a move down in the lineup could really benefit Marcus Semien. You know what kind of hitter he can be when he's hot, when he's going.
In the dirt. Yeah, 0 for his last 17, so just one of those stretches. Every hitter has them.
That's right.
Just don't want to have too many of them.
And again, I think that's just a good job by Bob Melvin. You know, you acknowledge a guy struggling. Just try to switch it up, move him around. He's going to play shortstop for you every day.
Hamel, the 2-2 pitch. And that one's lined to right field, and that's a base hit. Something to build on for Marcus Semien. He breaks that 0 for 17 stretch.
Talk about it all the time. Middle oppo, right back up through the box, let it get deep, hit the ball where it's pitched. It's a very novel concept these days. And to see Marcus Semien get back to the basics, get back to the fundamentals at the plate is a beautiful thing, especially mired in that 0 for 17er. There's only one way to go about it, Kite. You swing your way at him.
That's right. Yeah, you don't want to get on the plane and leave for the road trip. It's and have X amount of hits and have that same amount of hits when you board the plane to come back home.
Not any fun.
No. So here's Piscotti, who's back in the lineup. He's been dealing with a little bit of a quad injury. Nothing too serious. Piscotti at 230. He's got 3 home runs, 21 runs batted in. There's a strike right on the outside corner, maybe off the plate a little bit.
Yeah, that's a pitcher's pitch there. Again, both guys featuring slight arm side movement or run to the arm side.
This goes back in standing up. Last homestand was also a 10-game homestand for the A's, and they went 4-6. So they'll try to get a little bit better than that in this one. And those doggone Seattle Mariners just refused to lose. They won again tonight.
Playing good baseball.
Yeah, they sure are. They beat Tampa Bay 5-4. So they are 39-23 in first place.
Throwing the ball well.
Astros leading the Rangers 4-1 in the 7th inning in Arlington. Oh, 2 pitch to Piscotti toward right field. Soler's going to play it on a hop. So back-to-back 2-out singles. Both hitters going the other way.
Well, he gets a breaking ball. Excuse me, check that fastball up and out. And again, we talk about letting the ball travel, letting the ball get deep. You make mistakes up in the zone, and it doesn't necessarily matter how far outside that pitch is. If it's up in the zone and they can get to it, they can extend their arms. And while it's not delivered with authority, Piscotti, excuse me, able to get bat to ball. That's the result.
First pitch to Lucroy at the knees for a strike. Lucroy at 263 with a homer and 13 RBIs. Lucroy 344 average with runners in scoring position. Perez sets up well outside, and that one's bounced toward third, and a nice play by Ramon Torres on the backhand, steps on the bag, and that will do it for the A's. They strand a pair in the 2nd.
For the July 3rd Patriotic Fireworks Show presented by Chevrolet, you can now win a free suite to the game. That's right, a free suite for you and 11 of your closest friends, Kite. Simply text BOOM to 60946. The contest will last through June 18th. Message and data rates do apply. So again, simply text BOOM to 60946. See the complete set of rules at athletics.com.
All right, July 3rd will be here before you know it. So he's home.
Yeah.
Home on the 4th of July.
Excited about that.
Can't miss that.
That's right. He got the message. He got the memo. A couple guys pitching to contact.
Now there is a rule though, right? A glove can only be so big. So he would be breaking the rules if he were to pull that one out.
Yeah, and I've played with a guy. I've played with a couple guys where a glove can only help so much as well. So we'll see how that goes.
So you're saying,
yep,
it looks good, but
doesn't always work well.
That one's hit deep to left field. Martini's going back. Martini at the wall, and it is gone. That is Alcides Escobar with a solo home run to give the Royals a 1-0 lead. Bounced right on top of the out-of-town scoreboard, and as long as it goes over that yellow line, that's all that matters.
It counts for one. Not your prototypical home run hitter in Escobar. He gets himself this little cutter working out away. They tried to run it in, it looks like. Just gets around it. And Escobar does not miss.
Third home run of the year for Escobar. There's Ramon Torres, who goes after the first pitch. He's retired. Yeah, he did. That ball was, maybe it wasn't out as in out of the strike zone, but it was on the outer half.
Yeah, outer, and that's the problem. Obviously you miss locations. I think Lucroy was set up in. And if you're going to miss out, please miss out away, out of the zone here. But that ball not done working, trying to creep back over. And again, Escobar takes advantage.
Top of the order, Whit Merrifield, who grounded out in his first at bat, and the first pitch is a strike. Well, when we were in Kansas City last weekend, we saw the A's take 2 out of 3. The Royals had John Jay leading off, and John Jay was having a good year for Kansas City, but
yeah,
they traded John Jay just a couple days ago to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
That's right. That's right. You lose A.J. Pollock. You lose Steven Souza Jr. If you're Arizona, you need to figure out something in the outfield. And John Jay, as you mentioned, having a nice go at the leadoff spot for the Royals.
John Jay, he'll do a good job in Arizona. He's a good player. So Royals getting 2 minor league pitchers back from Arizona. So that's a trade for the future for the Royals. John Jay had signed just a 1-year contract in the offseason. But I always thought John Jay was a good player.
Good player.
Can hit.
Play some defense.
Hit a home run against the A's last weekend. So he'll get to play a fair amount for the Diamondbacks.
And they had to do something. If you're Arizona, you have to do something.
2 pitch down and away, and it may not be the first, or it may be the first but not the last guy to go in a Royals uniform. They have some interesting players that other teams would want.
And I think if you're the Kansas City Royals, or maybe even the Royals fan base, you sort of have an understanding that this is kind of how this might go. And I think if you really step back and understand, they've been through this build or this rebuild process before, and having had success at the end of that process, I think that might be something that allows the Royals fans to be a little more patient.
Scotty, maybe, and he had it, and I think it just popped out of his glove. Let's hope he's okay. There's a few things going on down there. A couple chairs.
Heck of an effort. It looked like he had it in the glove. When he makes contact with the railing, looks like that's when the ball jars out. You see here, he's got it. Oh. Just off the tip of the glove. Never had it, but that rib cage, that's very real.
And that backpack had to be right there, didn't it? It just had to be right there.
Yep. There's rules against that. That's the bullpen bag. We got to get that out of there.
So 2-2 the count.
We've seen him make catches in the stands.
Right at Marcus Simeon. 2 outs here in the third. Greek Heritage Night.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Greek food. Any Greek food trucks out there?
I bet there is. The fans glad to have the A's back in town.
Thanks, 2 of us.
Did you miss us?
I did.
More action. Marcus has this one, and that will do it. But Royals on the board. Alcides Escobar, a solo home run. 1-0 Kansas City. One nothing Royals, bottom of the third inning. A's will have Martini, Fowler, and Lowry against Jason Hamill. First pitch is a strike to Nick Martini. Martini had 2 at-bats yesterday in Arlington. He was 0 for 2. Those are the numbers from AAA. 299, very high on base percentage.
I'd like to see that.
Grounds this one to the shortstop. Escobar step to his right, throws in time. So 1 away here in the bottom of the third.
Figure between Martini and Fowler, double leadoff. A couple guys that can pick him up and put him down on the base path, contact guys.
So here is Fowler. Grounded out to first in the first. That game last Saturday that Jason Hamill pitched against the A's, when he left the game, the Royals were leading 4-3.
Yeah.
But the A's were able to tie it, but then Soler won it with a home run in the bottom of the 8th inning. Fowler is retired as Alex Gordon squeezes it. So 2 outs, and let's check out our Lowe's whole team together. Lowry and Davis have been these 2 best offensive players all year.
Yep.
The team's RBI leaders, Davis with 44, Lowry with 42. Olsen's been hot lately, but it's really been all about Chris Davis and Jed Lowry. Tonight they're hitting 2 and 3 in the lineup, but most other nights it's 3 and 4. They've been extremely consistent.
When you think you miss Chris Davis for 10 days plus, and he comes back and is still the team's RBI leader. Obviously, a lot of that had to do with him arriving early in that series against Kansas City. What Oakland score? 3 runs in that homestand in those final 3 games before hitting the road. And
there's Chris Davis.
And Chris Davis shows up, 7 runs day 1, 16 next.
Yeah, he's the anchor.
You know, we saw this a few years ago here. We got a guy in the middle of the lineup by the name of Yoenis Cespedes. He leaves town.
Things slow down. Up and away. Lowry struck out in the first inning.
When I mentioned the double leadoff between Martini and Fowler, you've got a healthy Chris Davis back. You slot Lowry in there in the 2-hole. Guy who knows how to handle the bat. You talk about run scoring opportunities, RBI opportunities. Chris Davis, Matt Olson, who's starting to turn things on. Wonder how can one man inserted into a lineup have such an impact. A lot of it has to do with mindset and comfortability.
And the 2-2 pitch. Lowry with a swing and a miss. He strikes out for the 2nd time. So 3 strikeouts for Hamill, and the Royals have a 1-0 lead.
By sharing a photo or video with hashtag HatsOffForHeroes. For each post, T-Mobile will donate $1 to support veterans.
1-0. The Royals leading the A's, top of the 4th inning. Dallas Braden and Glenn Kuiper. Game 1 of a 10-game homestand. Moustakis takes the first pitch strike. Royals just came from Anaheim. They had a tough series. They were swept by the Angels.
It's a good opportunity for the Oakland A's to get back on the track as well.
Lowry takes care of Moustakis, 1 away, and let's check in with Kara, who is with a very special young lady.
Special indeed, Glenn. This is 8-year-old Haley Dawson. She loves to dance. This girl is always moving, and if you caught the pregame, she actually threw out the first pitch, and what a first pitch it was. But what makes that really cool is she threw it out with her special arm. Check this out. Haley, what do you call this? Your robotic arm?
I call it my robot arm.
Your robot arm, okay. And it's
robot hand.
Your robot hand, and it's emblazoned with our 50th anniversary patch. She is on a mission to throw out the first pitch at every single Major League Baseball stadium. And what number is this for you?
It's number 11.
Okay, so you've got a few to go, 19 more to go. Everywhere she goes, or every time she goes, she gets a new 3D printed robot hand emblazoned with the logo of the club. Pretty cool. Tell us about why you need to wear the hand, Haley.
I need to wear it so I can grab stuff.
So you can grab stuff, and you can do everything. You can throw a ball. Can you hold a pencil, draw, all that stuff?
Well, not draw.
But throw a ball is pretty cool. And check out what she's wearing on her other hand. What did you get there?
A glove from Chris Davis.
So take it home as a souvenir too. Overall, Haley, how would you describe your experience here at the Oakland Coliseum so far?
Awesome.
And the best part?
Throwing the pitch.
Throwing out that first pitch. Well, you did a great job. It's very cool to see your robot hand. Thank you so much for making a stop in Oakland, and best of luck as you finish your ballpark journey. Guys, back to you.
All right, well, we do wish her the best of luck, and we saw her last year at some of the ballparks, and she's going to get through it. She's got 19 more to go.
19 more to go. What a spirit, huh?
That's awesome.
What a spirit. That's pretty sweet. She's going to have 30 different arms or hands to be able to utilize at any time.
That's right. She's a gamer. So 2 away here in the top of the 4th is Jorge Soler. Steps up. He grounded out to third, his first at bat. Good pitch, breaking ball, catches the outside corner. Jorge Soler, 9 home runs, 28 runs batted in.
Having a good go there. You see the average 271.
Yeah, he's got 17 doubles.
Kind of the odd man out in Chicago. A lot of love for Schwarber.
Yeah, that's true. And the Cubs at the time got a pretty good closer in Wade Davis for Soler, but Soler just had kind of a lost season last year. You're seeing it this year much more. Why the Royals think he's
the tools.
He's an impact guy.
Yeah. He's got power.
Lots of walks, 27 walks. We noticed it in Kansas City last weekend. When we saw Soler with the Cubs, he was bigger.
Yeah.
Looks like he's lost a fair amount of weight.
He's trimmed down. Yeah. He's made himself more mobile. Obviously a heck of an athlete.
And he gets the big curveball, swings and misses. And that's a good inning for Paul Blackburn. Well, I tell you what, the top of the 4th was good for a couple of different reasons. She's awesome. Live stats on your TV. Change the way you experience TV with Xfinity X1. Bottom of the 4th, here's Chris Davis against Jason Hamill. First pitch, 89 miles an hour and a strike. Davis hit a ball well to center field in the first, but Orlando caught it near the warning track. sharp breaking ball is low.
And you can see the approach here from Hamill early. Fastball away, bring it back over the outside corner for strike one. Goes to that slider cutter hybrid type pitch with a little more depth on it for ball one away. He's trying to create intersections out of the same tunnel, out of the same release point.
Right on the corner again.
So now here 1-2. If you're Hamels, you can go a couple different ways. You can back up that breaking ball with another down and out of the zone, or you can run that fastball in under the hands against Chris Davis and potentially open up the outer part of the plate for the next pitch should you ball.
First pitch strike percentage, Hamels on the list, 65%. And he gets Chris Davis swinging for strikeout number 4.
And really that pitch was set up, in my opinion, with the execution of strike one, which was that first pitch fastball away. He went with that first pitch fastball, got the second call on the breaking ball, comes back again with that tiny little slider. You can see it there. KD just runs out of bat. It's a good job by Salvador Perez and Jason Hamill of executing a sequence there.
Well, Dallas, you mentioned his last 3 starts, and he has been pitching extremely well. Against the Cardinals, 1 run in 7 innings. Against the Rangers, no runs in 5 1/3 innings. And then that last start against the A's, 3 runs in 6 innings. So he's on a decent roll. 2 wins and a no decision of those 3.
Right. You know, we talk a lot about wins and losses as well, and how frankly a lot of people are starting to come around on the idea that the wins and losses portion of a starting pitcher, or any pitcher's record, frankly, for that matter, can be meaningless or not necessarily indicative of the body of work. But there's something to be said for being able to give your team an opportunity to win a ball game every time you go out and take the ball.
So what would you say then, and wins are still great, obviously.
Sure.
That's what you ultimately want to do, but what would you look at? Okay, can't look at wins. What would you look at first? What statistic would you look at first to decide whether a guy's having a good year now?
Well, I'm going to look at innings pitched.
Yeah, I agree there.
I'm going to look at how deep is he getting into these ball games, because frankly, if today you are getting anywhere near the 200 inning mark, it's because you're probably having success in the games you are pitching. Gone are the days where managers are letting a starter who's maybe given up 4 in the first 3 innings or so continue to go 6, maybe even 7, heck, maybe even 8 if it's a road game and they're in a position to be able to do that. We don't see that very often. So being a guy who can accumulate and eat innings.
So you would look at innings pitched. You know what? I agree with you, because if you think about it, you can get a win and not pitch well.
Oh, absolutely.
But I think it's harder to pitch deep into a game and not be pitching well.
Yeah, no,
you're just not going to last. That hurts the hand if you're the catcher.
Well, that's that pinky, that lower palm area, but again, you're not going to hang around the ball game.
Exactly.
If you're not throwing well, if
exactly.
you're not giving the team a chance to win. So if you look up at the end of the season and you're somewhere around that 200 inning mark, there's a good chance more often than not you've given your team a chance to win. Probably 5, 6, 7 innings into a ball game, and so that's where I would start to look at a guy who might be having success.
So innings pitched is a big one, and I agree with you.
Innings pitched, and then from there I would
right center, and that baby is gone. Olsen, a high arcing drive, and this ball game is tied at 1. So Olsen had a big weekend in Kansas City against the Royals, and he does it here tonight.
Well, he gets that little cement mixer right down Broadway. Get the foot down, keep the hands back. Oh, look at the back leg beauty coming out of Ole. You gotta love it. Heads up on the stage. No, heads up in the suites out there.
It's a fair ball. Torres throws wide, and Chapman gets tagged by Hunter Dozier. So 2 outs. So 9 home runs in 23 games for Matt Olson, his last 23 games. And against the Royals this year, 4 homers, 9 RBIs in 4 games.
He likes it. You see, that's a great job. Great job by Chapman, hustling down the line. An even better job over there at first base to work the bag.
First pitch to Simeon at the knees, first strike. But I think, too, getting back to the innings pitch thing, it also helps your team because it helps the bullpen.
Oh, big time.
That's a big deal now.
Well, now what you do is you allow the manager some flexibility as far as matchups go. You know, guys haven't been ridden 2 days in a row, maybe ridden twice and gotten up that 3rd day in a row. 3 days in a row, you got 6, 7 innings taken care of by your starting staff, or one of those guys who's going to be that 200 inning guy.
So we all agree then that you look a little bit deeper into it, that a guy who is pitching a lot of innings for you is ultimately probably helping your team, giving your team a chance to win, helping the bullpen, all of that. Maybe more so, believe it or not, than a guy who's getting a win but only throwing 5 innings.
Yep, you got it.
In the long run.
In the long
course of the whole season. Matt Olson, curveball, gone. So Olson is 13th of the year. So the A's tied on Olson's home run, 1-1, top of the 5th inning, as Alex Gordon to lead it off. First pitch to Gordon is in first strike. So each team with a solo home run. Olson and Escobar. And a quick 0-2 to Gordon, who grounded out to second. Roll toward first. That's a fair ball. Olson steps on the bag, 1 away.
You like what I'm seeing out of Paul Blackburn up to this point. You think about now, this is the 5th up and down. He had 4 of them his last time out. So this is as far along as he's been in terms of getting the arm up, down, up, down, up, down. The ability to go out, command the baseball early in the count.
First pitch to Hunter Dozier is rolled toward the A's dugout. And you'll see pitchers do that when they're trying to get themselves back from an injury, and maybe they're throwing a mound session.
Yep.
They'll throw 15 and go sit down.
Yep.
Get up, throw 15, go sit down.
And that's typically what spring training, especially if you're a veteran guy, that's what spring training provides you with, is more of a opportunity to take the mindset of getting your body prepared for the season as opposed to polishing and fine-tuning early on.
So 1 and 2 the count. 9 ground ball outs. That's a good number. That's a really good number.
Right. You said it, Kipe. You said it. You start flirting with double-digit outs on the ground. Staying away from danger, although Escobar did pop the homer.
But if you watch Blackburn pitch and just watch where most of the pitches he throws are, they're down.
Down. Nobody ever got hurt there. That's what you tell yourself in the bullpen. How many homers you ever given up burying a ball, bouncing it in the dirt? Not very many. Live low in the zone, you stay away from danger.
That one was up a little bit, but fouled to the right side.
But we're starting to talk about the revolution of the launch angle, right? Guys going down in the zone, trying to lift you, get you up, see you up. So as pitchers have made the adjustments over time to try to keep that ball down in the zone, away from the nitro zone of the hitters.
Good pitch there by Blackburn, and a good take by Dozier. The launch angle, the term of 2018. There's a new term every year in baseball.
There it is. There it is.
And that one is lifted over Simeon and over Chapman's head. Somehow a broken bat, but a base hit for Dozier. So the 1-out single. Hey, we got Authentic Fan Friday coming up tomorrow, and it's going to be in the A's Treehouse, right behind section 234. Tomorrow night, the first 500 fans that show up get an authentic retro Vita blue t-shirt, and all fans can pick one of our collector series cheer cards. And this week, it's Vita blue.
Get it in you.
For details, log on to NBCSportsCalifornia.com. So that's tomorrow night. Authentic Fan Friday. So Dozier is aboard with the 3rd hit off Blackburn. Brody and Bipp did the pregame show from the Treehouse tonight. They'll do the postgame as well. They'll be back out there tomorrow night too. Heads up. Oh man. All right, we're just making sure we have everything together here. Were you close to it?
I was close to it.
Thanks for protecting me.
I was trying. It hit the camera.
You know what? I think if it doesn't hit that camera, I think you make the play.
I know I make the play. My hands were right behind. My hands were right behind. I got you back, bud. I got you back.
That's the first one up here this year. Grounded foul. We don't get them up here very often. Maybe once or twice a year. Just the camera break, Joe? Oh boy. Oh boy.
Well, there's a giant crack in it that wasn't there before, so I'm going to go with yeah.
It's coming apart at the seams. That's probably not a good sign.
Yeah, RoboCam, sure.
So 0-2 the count to Escobar. Ramon Torres waits in the on-deck circle. Grounded to short. Simeon charges to second, to first, double play. So that's a 6-4-3 double play, and that's how the top of the 5th ends. The Royals may want to take a look at it. It was very close at first. We'll see if they decide, and they are not going to take a look at it. So it is a double play, and we are headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. This ball game is tied at 1.
Motorsports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
Bottom of the 5th inning from the Coliseum. Piscotty to lead it off. Tied at 1. Piscotty, a good rip at the first pitch, 0-1. Luke Croy to follow, and then Martini. Piscotty lined to single the right field in the 2nd inning. Straightaway defense for Piscotty, and he bounces it under the glove of Torres and past Escobar for a leadoff single. All right, we got to show the replay. Let's see. Did we look good or bad here?
Oh,
Dallas, you were there.
I was there.
Joe.
Oh my God! Look at his eyes. Look at Joe. He popped up from under. He was hanging on to the leg of your chair, Kipe. Good.
You know what? Now that we see it, and we have a full video of, I didn't really bail out. You made a terrific effort. Joe, questionable. But B.I. up on the top row was diving.
Gone. Luckily, the folks at home couldn't hear him squeal.
It's good to see that these guys are here to help us.
Yeah, thanks for the backup.
Got a stat guy diving. Got watch B.I. up on top.
Yeah, he's
B.I.
He sold the farm. Gone. Out of here.
Whoa. Whoa. There's no chance he's going to get hit.
Look at Joe.
Face. That's the great Joe McCarthy, folks.
Oh my gosh.
Is the camera working? All right, good. A little masking tape.
Yeah. Just put some tussin on it.
0-1 to Luke Croy. It is important to have a little fun up here occasionally.
Got to. It's a kid's game. That's what's sitting up here.
Coming in hot.
We see Escobar. I think he said, "Look out!"
Look, he did. But our camera, strong as ever, is still working. And that's the good news. Runner goes. The ball is bounced foul past Manfred. So Piscotty, whatever he was reading on Jason Hamill, it worked.
It might be
a good jump.
Oh, it might be a timing issue, and unless that pitch is a strike, there's a good chance Luke lays off that, and Piscotty's standing at second base. And Hamill at times 1-4, 1-5 to home plate.
Goes to first this time. Piscotty dives back.
And this is what will happen. You see a guy get that big of a jump, you're going to get the sign from the catcher to hold the ball or to pick over. And now there's a good chance Hamill will slide step to home. Going to get that slider. Another good opportunity to read a ball in dirt for Piscotty.
1-2 pitch. Fouled toward the far end of the Royals dugout. .54 pitches for Hamill, so the pitch count's pretty good.
Keeping it intact here. What you'd like to see for the Oakland A's, you got Steven Piscotty, Lou Croy, Martini at the bottom of the lineup. Turn this thing over, get it to Fowler, Lowry. Lowry struggled a couple times early on here against Hamill. But get the bottom of the lineup working, get some guys on base, create some traffic for Hamill.
Pitch was up and in a little bit, and Lucroy putting on a pretty good battle here with Hamill. Fouls it.
We talk a lot about passing the baton and allowing hitting to become contagious, and I truly believe that it's at bats, kind of like Lucroy here. Counts only 1-2. He's done a good job of fighting a couple pitches off. It's at bats like this that can really build momentum in an inning, that can help ignite that rally. You see a guy fight and battle, doesn't give up. You don't want to be that first out. You don't want to be that third out.
So 1-2. Guys going through the signs. Hamill has what he wants. And Lucroy swings at a pitch in the dirt. So that's strikeout number 5 for Jason Hamill.
When they went with the slider, they back it up after getting that foul ball from Lucroy on the pitch before. They just decide to expand the zone, take him out a little farther than Luke obliges. It's a good job by Salvi keeping the ball in front, keeping Piscotti over at first. You got the double play in order.
So here is Martini. Upright stance, slightly open. From Crystal Lake, Illinois. A little bit inside, not a lot though. Probably could have been a strike. Gets Martini ahead in the count 1-0.
We've seen Hamill try to attack the inside part of the plate against these lefties.
Breaking ball, and it's in first strike. So his breaking ball has been pretty good tonight.
Well, it's about showing these guys you can throw it for strikes early on, and if you've done that and have established that, then you see what happens in the at-bat previous with Lucroy. You can expand that, knowing I can get these guys to fish. They know I can throw it for a strike. I'm going to take them out of the zone just a little bit farther.
Center field, Orlando right there, and he grabs it. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the 5th. Hey, calling all artists. It's the inaugural Battle of the Bay art show. Go to NBCSportsBay.com/Battle of the Bay Art to enter for a chance to get your Giants or A's artwork featured at the Bay Bridge Series. All mediums accepted. We cannot wait to see your work. So that will happen in July. Right around the All-Star break. And I mean around.
Yeah.
Not kind of like close to it, but around the All-Star break. First pitch to Fowler is in first strike. The A's and Giants will play in San Francisco July 13th, 14th, and 15th. And then the 4 days of the All-Star break. And then they'll play right here at the Coliseum July 20th, 21st, and 22nd. So 6 straight games against each other. So that'll be a lot of fun. Hit well to left center field. Orlando and Gordon coming together, and it's going to be Alex Gordon who tracks it down in fairly deep left center field. 6th inning coming up. See Through Sports. Nominate a student athlete you know at nbcsports.com/fairplay, and they could be featured on TV. Ramon Torres, the 9th place hitter for the Royals, leading things off. Top of the 6th. It's a 1-1 game, so a good pitching matchup between Paul Blackburn and Jason Hamill. Torres hits one in the air to right, playable for Piscotti. He's got it, and let's check in with Carl.
Hey guys, as you know, tonight we're holding our very first Greek Heritage Night here at the Coliseum. It's exciting, right?
Yes, opa.
This is Frosine Phillips. She is a big name in the Greek community in the Bay Area. Helped to organize this, get it off its feet. There's, what, close to 1,000 people here tonight for the Heritage Night.
Yeah, we're so excited, and we have, I think, close to 200 kids dancing on the field from all the churches in the Bay Area. It was really great.
There was a lovely pregame ceremony, and you were part of the choir that sang the national anthem.
Choir, yes, thank you. It was beautiful.
Tell me about some of the organizations that are here tonight, some of the churches perhaps.
Oh, the churches here are from obviously Oakland, which is our main roots. We're here rooted in Oakland, and the Castro Valley Parish and the San Francisco Parish and the Marin County Parish, and some other folks came from as far away as, you know, our outlying areas, Sacramento, and there's Belmont, there's San Jose. So it's a big Greek community in the Bay Area at large, over 25,000 Greeks, they say, you know.
Well, wonderful.
Yeah.
All of the food trucks earlier tonight had a Greek-inspired menu item, and as you can tell from the folks sitting behind us, people were given these awesome Greek caps. I want to show that off with the Greek flag underneath. And let's check out Stomper's costume.
Stomper is wearing a traditional Greek fustanella, which was the F-Zone costume, which is what you see them wear in front of Parliament, the soldiers. So he's guarding all of us tonight.
Wearing it very well, Stomper. Well, thank you so much for seeing. By the looks of it, looks like Greek Heritage inaugural night has been a success here. Back to you guys.
All right, I just learned something. A fustanella.
Fustanella.
That's what you can wear.
Didn't you? Isn't that what I saw you in on the way to the ballpark?
Yes, I changed it to suit and tie.
Yeah. Fustanella.
Thinking about going full Greek Heritage Night.
Full Fusti? You never go full Fusti.
No. Probably not. Probably not worth it. Pagan starts to throw. Emilio Pagan. Keep this in mind with Blackburn. He is rolling along, but around a 75 pitch limit.
Yeah, we talked about it. 62 pitches last time out in Stockton, 3 2/3 innings.
More action for Simeon, and another ground ball out for Paul Blackburn. He's been terrific through 6 innings in his first start of 2018.
Kelly Moore Paints. Go where the pros go. Kelly Moore, the painter's paint store.
So how would you pitch to that group right there, Dallas? You can't walk them all.
Well, I was going to say there's 4 of them, so it's 1-0.
You're going to walk or run in, huh? Intentionally walk or run in?
It's not even a matter of picking your poison there. That's just you got a steady dose of strychnine coming your way.
Dave Parker, Don Baylor. A couple of MVPs right there. Canseco, McGuire. Lowry, Davis, and Olsen here in the bottom of the 6th inning of a pitcher's duel. A couple of pitching nuggets for the A's. Dallas, did you see where the A's signed Edwin Jackson to a minor league contract?
Talk about a guy who can eat you some innings.
Yes, he's been around. Edwin Jackson, a veteran right-handed starter. He's signed a minor league deal, so he'll go to the minor leagues and be ready. It's really a kind of an insurance policy, but if the A's continue to have injury situations with the rotation, they'll know that they could go to a veteran in Edwin Jackson.
And he is a quality human being as well, not just about what he could potentially bring to the club and mean to a rotation.
Well, he has seen it all, and you know what? Sometimes that can help. And it's Orlando who catches it. I don't know if Alex Gordon did not see it. Neither of them looked real sure of it, but it ended up being into the glove of Orlando, and even he had to wrestle with it a little bit.
Yeah, well, it's getting that time of night here. You got the twilight creeping on us. The lights are in full effect. This is why you communicate. I got it, I got it, I got it. Take it, take it, take it.
Yeah, it's not fully dark yet.
Right.
That is the toughest time. And here's Chris Davis. Also, Santiago Casillas is getting very close to returning, and it's not an official date, but it could be sometime in the next couple days, maybe.
Yep.
Maybe. Paul Blackburn had 67 pitches. He was terrific. He lived up to his ground ball machine title.
He did. We talked at the onset of the broadcast, he was going to have to get ahead early, and we talked about sinking it and letting the defense work for you. 10+ ground balls. That's utilizing the game plan.
Chris Davis has lined to center and struck out. He's 0 for 2. He's had 4 hits. The Royals have 3. Hamill's pitch count is pretty good. 1 out in the 6th. He's got 68 pitches.
So 53 strikes, only 15 balls.
So,
filling it up.
No surprise he has not walked anybody. Got 5 strikeouts. One hit hard, but fouled down the third base line.
And both these guys really have put on a clinic tonight in terms of mixing and matching pitches and location. Doing a good job of reading swings. I go back to that Hamill at bat against Lucroy.
Pitch is rolled foul up the third base line.
Hamill likes that fastball away later in the count to the righties, trying to bring it back over the black. I think based on that swing there, we might see a slider in that same location. Sped him up velocity-wise away with the fastball.
Well, he shook a couple times, then he gets the sign he was looking for. Big overhand curve, and Davis holds up. Chris Davis with 15 home runs and 44 runs batted in. He's 3rd in the league in RBIs. And that's lined to left field on a base hit. Breaking ball that sat on the inside part of the plate.
Get a guy like KD going, that provides opportunities for the big boy, Matty. Oh, holy StatCast, what do you got for me? 110 off the barrel, huh? 32-degree apex, 450 14 feet all the way from home plate. StatCast giving you the anatomy of the bomb from Matt Olson.
Yes, it was. He doesn't hit any that just clear the wall.
No cheapies.
He now has 13 on the year, 32 runs batted in. Also got a 7-game hitting streak. First pitch is outside. Longest home runs in baseball this year. Franchi Cordero has hit a 489-foot home run. Who's that, you say? Well, he's a left-handed hitter for the Padres. Garcia, Walker, Ozuna, and Olson.
Not your prototypical list of
no
long ball damage you might expect. No Stanton, no Goldschmidt,
yeah,
no Judge.
Doesn't mean they're not hitting them, just means maybe not over 460 feet. Olson sitting on a 2-0 count. So good take there. Hamill is hoping that on a 2-0 count, maybe Olson gets a little anxious, and he did not.
He tried to go with something soft there with the changeup. Just jerked it a little bit to the inside part of the plate.
We saw Olson hit a home run on a 3-0 count in Kansas City, and I bet Jason Hamill knew that.
Yep. And there's a good chance he had the 3-0 green light, which is why you get the wrinkle out of Hamill.
And he lays off a pitch that's low. 2 on and 1 out. So that's the first walk by Jason Hamill.
They're starting to force him to work. Execute the secondary stuff in the zone, deeper in the counts. Tried to go 3-0 changeup against Olson. Didn't work. Excuse me. 2-0.
So here's Chapman, who's 0 for 2. Chapman has struck out and grounded out. First pitch is driven to center. Orlando looking for it, still looking for it. He can't find it. It bounces off the wall. Davis scores. Olson is going to be held up, and the A's take a 2-1 lead. Again, a ball that was lost. Orlando just could not find it.
Read it off the bat, it looked like, and then lost it in the lights, lost it in the twilight, was unable to track it. It's a fastball middle for Chapman. He opens up and is on time, puts a charge into it. And you can see Orlando looking, tracking. This ball ends up about 2/3 of the way up the wall. Just missed a homer by a couple feet, did Chapman. So you wonder if this ball just continued to carry. Doesn't allow Orlando to track it.
So Chapman gets an RBI double. The A's get the lead, and now they're looking for more. Marcus Semien takes a strike. So second and third and 1 out. I still think he lost it at some point.
Oh, yeah.
The ball was in the air.
Yeah, he might have got it off the bat, and then at that point in time when you turn your head as an outfielder to run to a spot in an effort to not track or drift towards the baseball, that's when he might have lost track of it. You see we got the defense in, playing about halfway.
One pitch runs way inside. 1-1 to count. For Chapman, his 25th RBI. Marcus Semien singled in the second and hit a fly ball to center field in the fourth. So now it's 1-2. Good sinking fastball from Hamill. the A's taking the lead. Lou Trevino gets up, starts to throw. One-two pitch, and it's a foul ball. Again, a pitch that was running in on Semien.
And you pitch in an effort to get the outs away. Might be trying to crowd Marcus here. You give him something away. It gives him the opportunity to sort of flick the bat out there.
So now it's 2-2.
And that's what they're doing. They're going to crowd him. They're going to make Marcus open up and drive the baseball. And if not, they're looking to beat him south of the handle on the bat. That means obviously towards the hands. Continue to crowd him. Again, don't want to let him shoot anything on the ground to the right side.
And he lines one to left, and that's a hit. Olsen scores. Chapman will be held at third, and it's 3-1 the A's lead. Good at bat for Marcus Semien.
These at bats continue to become contagious. We mentioned putting together good ABs, and maybe you don't have success, but it plants that seed for the rest of the lineup to continue to go up there and battle and persevere. And that's exactly what Semien does here. Gets himself deep into a count. Got the breaking ball he was looking for. He's able to keep the hands back. Does a great job of hitting. That's just a good professional at bat for Marcus Semien.
Cal Elder, the pitching coach, comes out to talk with Hamill, who has given up 3 hits and a walk and 2 runs here in the 6th inning. They're starting to move around a little bit in the bullpen for the Royals, but nobody's actually heading to the mound with a baseball in his hand. So the meeting at the mound comes to an end, and Piscotty will step in to hit. So Chapman at third, Semien at first. Straightaway defense for Piscotty, who has singled twice. He's coming into tonight with a .258 batting average with runners in scoring position. A couple of big hits here in the 6th inning.
I know you want to check the runner over there at first. You've still got the double play in order. If Hamill is not careful, he could end up throwing Semien a triple.
And there's another base hit. Line drive to left field. Chapman will trot in to score. And the A's lead 4-1. They've scored 3 here in the 6th.
They're taking advantage of a Jason Hamill who is failing to locate. These guys being the strike throwers they are, they're going to be in the zone, and you start to see these sinkers flatten out of the hand of Jason Hamill. Up in the zone, they're going to take advantage. Piscotty seeing the ball well as of late. Gets his second knock to the left side.
And gets his 22nd RBI. So here's Lucroy, still only 1 out. First pitch is a strike to Lucroy. So 3 hits tonight for Stephen Piscotty. We should get some action out of that Royals bullpen momentarily. Curve catches the outside corner, 0-2. The A's had 4 hits through the first 5 innings. They have 4 hits in the 6th inning alone as Tim Hill starts to throw. No 2 pitches rolled toward Matt Williams' foul. Lucroy has grounded out and he has struck out.
You see there again, they try to go with that fastball away 2 strikes to the righties, bringing that thing back over. And frankly, he's failed to execute that. He's been up in the zone, found more of the plate with that pitch than he'd like, which is why the A's have been able to take advantage of Hamill this half inning.
Fastball at 91, down and away. Lowry led off the inning with a fly ball to center field. Hamill was feeling pretty good about the whole deal at that point. Good at bat by Chris Davis. Started the 1-out rally with a single. Then Olsen walked, Chapman a double, Simeon a single, Piscotty a single.
And Kipe, when you're talking about 4 hits in a row, you've got a walk mixed in between those. That's putting together good at bats, and that's what you like to see is the next man up continuing to do their job, continuing to put pressure on the pitcher.
One, two in the dirt. Hamill trying to get Lucroy to chase that. He did in the 5th inning, but that time he laid off. So a very long inning for Jason Hamill. In fact, he has thrown 29 pitches in this inning, and there's still only 1 out.
Very laborious.
That's a great word. If you don't know what it means, you do now if you've been watching this inning.
That's right.
And Lucroy chased it. So Lucroy now 0 for 3, 2 away.
Well, and again, you pay attention to the way guys take pitches as a pitcher as well. And he doubled up on the breaking ball here again. You go back to the last at bat, strike 2 on the breaking ball, strike 3 for the expansion. Here, he's able to lay off that initial breaking ball, follows it up with another one out of the zone.
So here's Martini. This would be a good time to get his first hit. So you may be at home saying, what is Jonathan Lucroy doing? But sometimes a hitter just doesn't see a pitcher very well. When I say see it, he just doesn't pick up the spin on a certain pitcher's release point or whatever. The next guy in the order may see the guy great. It's just an individual thing.
And you know what? Sometimes
Gordon backs up over, and he's got it. But the A's come up big here in the bottom of the 6th inning. They score 3 times on 4 hits, 3 singles, a double, and a walk. So the A's now lead it 4-1 after 6.
Sports California is brought to you by the Chrysler Pacifica Hybrid, America's first hybrid minivan. Test drive one today.
For 4-1 A's lead. Barry Zito looking good.
Styling and profiling.
So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So Lou Trevino takes over here in the 7th inning. 3-1 with a 2.01 ERA. Coming off his first rough outing.
Yeah, has been dazzling all year long since arriving here in Oakland. Really took over that 8th inning role for Bob Melvin and the rest of that bullpen. Tuesday night saw him get touched up for the first time in his young career.
A nasty pitch there, and the count is quickly 0-2. Moustakis, a double and a ground out. So Perez to follow, and then Soler here in the 7th inning.
Take a look at the shift there for the lefty Moose. 1-2, no fear of dropping that bunt down. Something that he's definitely dabbled in. Taking advantage of the holes that are open with that shift deployed against him.
Fly ball to center. Fowler in and over a little bit into right center, and he has it.
We go to the Smart Play, brought to you by Ford, your California Ford dealers. And tonight's Smart Play is Paul Blackburn, slicing and dicing in his 2018 debut for the Green and Gold. 6 innings of 3-hit, 1-run baseball, no free passes, 3 tickets punched. Shake hands with Lou Croy. 12 ground ball outs, extremely efficient in the strike zone, forcing contact. Defense got a lot of work in tonight. Great job for Paul Blackburn.
Well, we figured that if Blackburn was going to be good, that would mean the defense needed to be good, and that's exactly what happened. 1-0 to Salvador Perez, who has grounded out and struck out, and he cues that one. Stay with it. Stay with it. Although now you better pick it up. Perez will have the greatest infield single of all time. So 1-1 the count to Salvi Perez.
Face of that organization.
Yes, he is.
Face of that franchise.
And whatever the Royals decide to do in the next couple of years, and it looks like there's going to be somewhat of a rebuild, I think Perez will stick around through it. We don't know that for sure, but
I think when you look at the roster as it stands today, himself, Escobar, Alex Gordon, some of the guys that have been there since the beginning, very early core players. What you do, you start to wonder where some of these veteran names, where they fit in the mix.
Well, and you also think about what, if you're the Royals, what could you get for these guys? And I think the one guy that you could get decent package for is the closer Herrera, who's pitching very well. Now he's a free agent, so you're only going to get him for a couple months. That's the guy that will probably end up being traded. Moustakis could get traded.
Yeah, I think you're onto something though, Kite. There's, as we've seen in years past, and especially in the recent years with the direction that bullpen usage has gone in the postseason.
Center field, hustling in is Fowler, but he'll play it on a hop.
Those back end bullpen arms are a hot commodity. And he gets himself a fastball down and away.
Number 12
from Trevino, 98. Tough to read off the bat. That sinking liner, you got to make a decision quick. Fowler says, I'll live to fight another day.
So a 1-out hit. That's 4 hits now for the Royals. And here's Soler, who takes a mighty swing and a miss. Jorge Soler has grounded out, and he has struck out. a shot just foul. Soler is 6'4", 230 pounds. Looks like an edge rusher, doesn't
it? Yeah, get your hand in the ground. Come across that edge, no good.
Remember, he signed with the Cubs out of Cuba.
Yeah.
And got a long contract. I believe his contract was 6 or 7 years. And he's in the middle of that contract.
Well, there was a lot to love.
So he swings at a pitch in the dirt, and Trevino gets a strikeout.
We've got ALS Awareness Day coming up September 3rd. The A's will host ALS Awareness Day versus the Yankees. A special ticket has been set up for where $5 from every purchase will benefit the ALS TDI, a nonprofit biotech drug discovery center focused solely on ALS. Tickets can be purchased at athletics.com/ALS. And in addition, through the season, the A's will donate a percentage of proceeds from all Stephen Piscotty jersey and t-shirt sales to ALS TDI.
So 2 away, and here's Alex Gordon. Gordon, a couple of ground outs, one to second and one to first. She's watching.
You know it. You know it.
Perez not going anywhere. In fact, Olsen playing about 3 steps behind Salvador Perez. Just Olsen giving himself a little more range.
I tell you what, after that swing, Gordon kind of, I don't know that I was ready for that. It's 92. Some serious late breaking action.
Yeah, Trevino's got 2+ pitches.
Yeah, no,
that's why his numbers are what they are.
Nickname his slider Connie Chung. Late breaking news.
Great slider. Goes with a fastball there at 97. So there you see, throwing 96, 97 with a slider that's 90, 91, 92.
Well, and it becomes decision time right around 50, 55 feet for that hitter. What am I going to do here? That's at 92. There's some hair on that thing. And all of a sudden it's about 8 inches below and in your bat path. Not fun. He's a presence out there as well. He's a big boy.
Gordon takes a strike. He thought it was low. In fact, he flipped the bat well toward the dugout. Lance Barrett said, no, that's a strike. It was a low strike.
Well, we'll take it. Gordon trying to do the sell job. Good effort.
So full count, 2 outs. Perez will be on the move. Gordon shoots it foul. He's with 3 runs in the bottom of the 6th inning to break the 1-1 tie. Perez goes. And Gordon hits it hard, but right to Olsen, who scoops it up. And the side is retired. So a runner left. We have reached the 7th inning stretch. The A's leading 4-1.
local Toyota dealer today. Toyota, let's go places. By Southwest Airlines, low fares, no hidden fees, that's transparency. By Xfinity, X1 will change the way you experience TV. And by SoFi, a modern finance company.
So the A's with a 4-1 lead over the Royals. Jason Hamill is done for the night. When it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog expert. So the lefty Tim Hill comes in. We saw him last weekend in Kansas City. And he'll face top of the order, Fowler, Lowry, and Davis. So Hill, he's got a win. One of two lefties in that Royals bullpen.
Uncomfortable at bat for these lefties.
A little funky, yep.
A little funky. The elbows and kneecaps coming at you. 90, 94, 78 to 82 on the slider.
So 8 hits and 4 runs for Jason Hamill. He was rolling along till the 6th inning. Morning walk and 6 strikeouts.
Ran into a little speed bump.
Way outside. So 1-1 the count to Fowler.
Just think anywhere from 89, 90 up to 94 at times out of this arm slot. Very difficult to pick up for the lefties. Big challenge to stay in, keep that front side locked in.
Good pitch there, right on the corner. Ground out and 2 fly balls to left field for Dustin Fowler. A little bit outside. Well, that's the pitch that Hill is dying to get from the umpire.
They're trying. You see here, very funky delivery. We talk about the kneecaps and elbows coming at you. You get that right lead leg, you get that right lead elbow. And here he comes out of right field.
He runs a sinking fastball a little down and into Fowler. It's a good pitch there.
And that heater down and in. Try to flip up a frisbee. Here 3-2, a little frisbee of a breaking ball sliding across that zone.
Fouled, so Fowler fighting it off. Fowler has not had a huge amount of at-bats versus lefties, Dallas. In fact, he's just 1 for 5. And that one is hit to the left side. That's Crows in time to get Fowler 1 away. And Jed Lowry will hit. Lowry hit from the right side for the first time tonight.
Now batting second base.
Lowry, a .317 hitter from the right side, .289 from the left side.
Well, and we talk about maybe not as many opportunities hitting from the right side, and I believe that there's something to just getting back on the horse and riding. And what I mean is, you know, every day your work is done, or the majority of his work is done from the left side. Sometimes you struggle and you try to switch it up and do something different, and I think that's what walking up there and standing on the other side of the plate can offer you, is just an ability to get out of the comfort zone you're in. But the numbers reflect it doesn't matter at this point what side of the plate for Jed Lowry.
Nope. But I think more often than not, you'll see the splits favor one way, one side of the plate or the other. So it's always kind of impressive when you see a guy that
very balanced.
It's fairly balanced.
Yeah. And again, that's just by virtue of, you know, the majority of pitchers he's going to face are probably right-handed.
Yeah.
Get a lot of his work done from the left side of the dish.
Well, he's got 159 at bats left-handed, 82 right-handed.
Roughly half the work.
2 pitch, and that's a swing and a miss. So Lowry strikes out for the 3rd time. You do not see that very often.
Very, very rare.
So
fine pitch cast, 82 miles an hour. A little bit of a wrinkle here.
So with 2 outs, here's Chris Davis, who got that 3-run 6th inning started with a 1-out base hit. Backhanded nicely by Merrifield. His throw is low. Dozier digs it out. And Tim Hill has a 3-up, 3-down, bottom of the 7th.
Business. Bring 30 to 50 guests out to this space within Shy Park Tavern. Seats will be located immediately in front of Shy Park Tavern and our Plaza Club seats. So this is the most premium group hospitality experience at the Coliseum going. Go to athletics.com/groups for more details.
Smero Petit takes over here in the 8th inning. When it's time for change, think speedy oil change and auto service, your trusted oil change tune-up and smog expert. So, going to workhorse Petit. This is his 30th appearance, and this is game number 63 for the A's. And he's doing exactly what the A's thought he would do. He's going to pitch a lot, pitch multiple innings, and for the most part, they're going to be quality.
Well, you know what you're going to get time and time again from Petit. And sure, he's been touched up recently.
Yeah, once in a while, he'll get nicked around a little bit.
But you know that you're like right now the count is 0-2. He's in command. He knows the strike zone. He's got the ability to read swings late in a ball game. Has a feel for what guys are trying to do to him.
1-2 to Hunter Dozier. It's a good pitch there, right on the outside corner.
Well, that's what he does very, very well. Works the peripheral of the strike zone. More times than not, going to make you hit his pitch.
Dozier with a fly ball to right and a base hit. Good breaking ball, and that's a strikeout to open up the 8th inning.
Well, you keep them off balance by moving the baseball around within the strike zone. And again, nothing too tricky or fancy about this pitch here, just a curveball. Down outer third of the zone.
So here's Escobar, who has counted for the Royals' only run with a solo home run in the 3rd inning. Slider first strike. Mariners won again. They beat the Rays 5-4. Mike Leake got the win. Haniger hit his 13th home run. Denard Span home run for Seattle. So the Mariners have won 15 out of their last 19. That one's hit well to left field. Martini back though. He's going to have room, and he makes the catch. So the Mariners win. The Astros beat the Rangers 5-2. Garrett Cole got the win. He's 7-1. So that is updated. It is updated with an Astros win and a Mariners win. So the A's at 500. They're now 8 games back. So those 2 teams are both playing well, and that's the scary part of that division.
It is. It is. And what's even scarier is to think that the Seattle Mariners, should King Felix at any point in time wake up and become the King Felix of old, I mean, that's like getting a new arm back.
And they're doing most of this damage, this 19-game stretch, without Robinson Cano, which is pretty amazing. They do deserve a lot of credit. They're playing very, very good baseball. So that's Kelvin Herrera, the closer for the Royals. Astros got home runs from Bregman and Gaddis tonight in Arlington. Line drive. Fowler dives. Did he catch it? Yes, he did. Terrific play by Dustin Fowler in center field to take a hit away from Torres. Worth another look. Bottom of the 8th coming up.
May not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of the Athletics Investment Group, LLC.
Let's check out tonight's game summary brought to you by your local Toyota dealers. 1-4-0 for the Royals, 4-8-0 for the Athletics. Jason Hamill, 6 innings, 4 earned runs. Paul Blackburn, his first start of 2018, and it was great. 6 innings and the 12 ground ball outs. A home run for Matt Olson, so he stays hot. And Stephen Piscotty is 3 for 3 with an RBI. So those folks having fun on A's first annual Greek Heritage Night and the first game of a 10-game homestand. So when it's time for change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your trusted oil change, tune-up, and smog experts, as Kelvin Herrera takes over. So this is the closer, but with the Royals sitting on a 4-game losing streak, that usually means your closer's not pitching a lot.
Yeah, part of that original 3-headed monster with Herrera, Wade Davis, and Greg Holland.
That was a pretty good group. Got them to a World Series a couple times.
HDH, as they were affectionately referred to.
Blake Trinan, the A's closer, warming up.
The AL reliever of the month.
Yep, well deserved.
Man.
Olsen swings and misses, and that's out number 1. A little bit more on the Fowler catch to end the top of the 8th inning.
That's right, our boys at StatCast put this one together here. Tough play for Fowler. Off the bat coming in, he's got to make the decision quick. He's going to lay out, keep his body off to the side, reach the top speed of 25 miles an hour on the sprint, covered some ground as well. Just a great job of getting that pinky side of that glove underneath, securing the catch. Not easy to do, especially coming in hard like that.
And that is what you want to do as an outfielder when you're diving. You want to kind of angle your body and almost dive off to the side a little bit, right?
And it's twofold. One, you're giving yourself an opportunity to create an angle on the play, but also avoid any potential injury after the fact.
Thing,
exactly.
Yeah. See the good outfielders do that. 1-1 to Chapman, who had a big hit in this game with runners at first and second. And 1 out in the 6th inning. He hit a ball off the center field wall that Orlando had a little trouble with, but either way, it was a double. And it gave the A's the lead at 2-1, and they tacked on 2 more runs. Big play in the game. So this is the play, and just watch Orlando. He just looked like he didn't see it for a split second.
When you see where he's at, Kipe, he's more towards center field, and as he looks back up and checks, he starts to break to his right, your left at home on the screen.
Broken bat roller, Merrifield, and he's not going to be able to make a play as the speedy Chapman gets his 2nd hit.
That's a good hustle out of the box by Matt Chapman, a hard 90, as we like to say. Kids at home, this is why you run the ball out no matter where it's hit, how it's hit. Do not umpire. Give it a hard 90 here. You can see Whit Merrifield trying to circle himself and create an angle around the baseball in an effort to be in position to make a quick exchange and throw, knowing he had little to no time to get the speedy Chapman.
So Chapman 2 for 4, and that's 9 hits now for the A's, as Marcus Semien will step up. Good night for Marcus. Came in a career-long 0 for 17 stretch, but tonight 2 for 3, 2 singles and an RBI.
Again, a drop in the order might take some of that pressure that comes with the leadoff spot.
Grounded toward Escobar, who charges, flips to second for 1, on to first, and that's a double play. So 6-4-3 double play, and Trinan's coming in, trying to save it for the A's.
And this is off the bat of Matty O, 414 feet away from home plate. Continues to bang the Royals. Had a couple of homers in that series. Picks right back up where he left off. The big bopper, Matty O.
And here is Trinan. 13 saves, a 0.95 ERA. 35 strikeouts in 20 innings. 28 innings, excuse me, and only 8 walks. So he'll face the top of the order as it's Whit Merrifield. Trinan hits a first pitch strike on a foul ball by Merrifield, who's 0 for 3. Just 4 hits for the Royals. 2 singles, a double, and a home run. Popped up. Lowry out. Fowler in. And Lowry makes the catch. So that is out number 1. Lowest ERA among American League relievers. Herrera 0.79. Trinan 0.95. Pazos, McGill, McHugh. Only 2 of those guys are closers.
That's right. And let's not forget the man that we just saw last half inning as well, prior to that of Trinan, Trevino, throwing the ball extremely well. We talked about he gave up a couple long balls, but before that had been absolutely lights out. And in my opinion, I believe the Oakland A's have one of the best 1-2 punches as far as late innings are concerned. 8th, 9th inning, couple guys who can give you 2 innings a pop if needed. And Trevino and Trinan.
Absolutely. And they're both young and
throw a million.
And fortified that bullpen. So 1-1 the count to Orlando. Well, Orlando is in the big leagues because of that John Jay trade. He was, once they traded Jay, they needed another outfielder, and Orlando is the player that was called up. Big Blake Trinan, he's ready. Hey, it's a manager's dream right now, Dallas. Blackburn 6.
Yep.
Trevino pitched the 7th, Petit pitched the 8th, Trinan pitching the 9th. That's Bob Melvin's. Well, his dream would be a complete game.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying.
Yeah. You can't get what you want all the time.
No. Tonight, I think 6 great innings from Paul Blackburn.
Oh, yes. Well, that's the positive. That's what you're taking away right now from tonight, is the outing from Paul Blackburn.
No chance for Orlando as he swings at a bad ball, and that's a strikeout. So 2 outs here in the 9th inning.
Yeah, well, it's not 98, and it's not 99 with Super Sync. Instead, it's 90, and it disappears. And this is basically indicative of his entire repertoire. Fastballs 97 plus, diving in on the hands of righties. Sliders darting away from righties at 90 like you saw there. It's a very uncomfortable at bat.
Nothing straight, that's for sure, coming out of Trinan. First pitch down and into Mike Moustakas, who has doubled. He has grounded out, and he has hit a fly ball to center field. Pitch, a little bit outside, not by much. Perez would be next. Trying to finish it right here. Full shift on for Moustakas. There's a strike. 98 miles an hour. Kind of an easy 98 for Trinan.
Well, it is. It's easy. It's effortless. He's a short stroker.
Yeah, it's not, I mean, it just doesn't really look like a max delivery.
It's not violent.
It's amazing. Swing and a miss. That one 97. A little giddy up.
When you see there, that doesn't quite have the sink that you're used to seeing from him. That's that four-seamer he rides up in the zone. Sometimes that sinker can land right on the back path of left-handers. You like to keep it true up in the zone.
2-2 pitch. Here it is. And it's down and in at 99. Fastball. Moustakis went after it. It may have went after ball 4, but was able to foul it back. And Moustakis steps back in against the hard-throwing Blake Trinan. Is trying to get something out of his eye or something, and you know what? You probably don't want to have something in your eye with Blake Trinan on the mound.
Not here.
3-2 pitch, hit to right and hit well. Piscotty hustling over though. Piscotty makes the catch on the warning track, and that's the ball game. So Paul Blackburn gets his first win, and Blake Trinan gets his 14th save of the year. So a good way to start this 10-game homestand as the A's get just enough offense and terrific pitching tonight. So tonight game took 2 hours and 18 minutes. The attendance was 7,967. Final score tonight from the Coliseum. The Athletics over the Royals 4-1. All right, time now for A's post-game live. Brody Brazil, Bip Roberts in the treehouse.